Hey guys, what's going on? We're heading into the trapping building here. As you can see, I'm going to get some supplies refilled, get my trap sorted out, get my dirt bucket refilled. We're going to go make some sets. The property we're heading to today is up by my dad's house. It's where I grew up. He's got property that connects to a family friend that lets us hunt and lets me trap, and then we got a lease that connects to all that. So it's all right there connected to each other. And it's a total of about 400 acres. So I know it pretty well. That's where I started trapping, where I grew up, fishing, hunting it. So I know the hot spots on it, where the coyotes are, where the critters are, and where they're not. And we're gonna go get some sets in the ground over there. I'm gonna get stuff gathered up here, and then we're gonna head over there. So we'll see you over there. As we're up here, gonna get this first set made. Like I said, this is the property I grew up on. This is where I started trapping, so I know it pretty well. Been trapping for about 3 years now. Started with my grandpa, and now I'm on my own pretty much. And this is a good spot. Of course, I told you I know this spot. I tell you I know this property because I know where I've caught coyotes, where the hot spots are. This spot right here in particular, it's right off of this is a big hill. We got a hunting cabin up there at the top. You can see the roof of it right there, and it's just big hill that this hill kind of funnels down into this bottom where I'm standing, right down into this bottom here. And you can see a road right there, one of our four-wheeler paths there. And then this is an old logging road here that goes back into another property. This is the property line. This tree line here is the property line. And there is an old logging road right there. And you can see right here where that log is right there. There used to be a rock out here last year. And I used a scent post because a big rock or something is a good focal point for a coyote or fox, and they'll come over, sniff around it, urinate on it, so what. I set a scent post here last year, and I caught 3 coyote off of this one location right here. And then I set a scent post here this past right after gun season, which is late November. I had a scent post set in here, and I caught a gray fox on it. So I know this is a good location. I never walked around, looked for sign, nothing. It's a location. I know the location is a prime location. So I'm gonna set a set here, and then I've never done this. Usually I'll set a set here, right here. That four-wheeler track comes up. Four-wheeler road comes up here, right off that old logging road. They both come out and meet right where I'm standing. And usually I'll set here, and then I'll usually set down in that bottom, down over into there. There's usually some thick brush, which I thought was prime hunting grounds for a coyote. So I usually have a double set in here. They're probably 75 yards from each other usually, but I'm gonna set one here, and I'm probably not gonna do a scent post. I'm probably just gonna do a regular dirt hole now, change it up a little bit. And then up at the top of the hill there, I've seen scat before. So I know they run this edge right here behind me, this field edge into the timber. And so I'm gonna set one right up on top that hill, right where it just crest over. So we're gonna get that done. Actually, see that right there? There's scat right on top of that log. This log is gonna be my back. This was my scent post. This was the exact log I used as my scent post. I caught that gray fox on this year. You can see my old trap bed. The log obviously got moved when I caught that gray fox. It rolled down the hill some. But right there's my old trap bed. And that same log rolled down the hill a little bit, and there is some fresh, what I am gonna presume is more gray fox. That's either gray fox, scat, or coyote hiked up on that log. So like I said, guys, stuff like that is a focal point. A log laying out in the middle of the field, they'll sniff around it, see if there's any mice hiding under it. And this is just a good location. So we're gonna set a dirt hole right there using that log as my backing. We're gonna leave that scat there. and just use it as my backing. So I'll get my stuff ready and I'll show you guys that make. All right, guys, we can get this set made here. Sorry if the camera's a little shaky. So like I said, you can see that scat right up on that log. We're gonna leave that there and just use this as my backing right here. So get my camera adjusted. All right, now maybe we're in good shape. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, really. There we go. Now maybe you can see it. Oh, some more scat right there. We're gonna move that off to the side for now. We'll put it back. Animals are definitely coming here and visiting this this log. Pretty regular too. So get my dirt hole made right underneath that log. Like I said, guys, excuse me if the camera's shaky. I really ain't got the proper gear for this camera holding stuff. And if you miss something out of the view of the camera here, I apologize. I'm gonna try my best to keep you where I'm looking. Got my bait hole. What I like to do is kind of scratch that so it looks like something's digging. This ground's still pretty well frozen solid. It ain't completely thawed out yet. Maybe I'll take my trial here and dig that out. Dang it, get my knee pads. Yeah, this ground is still frozen solid. All right, guys, this camera's being way too shaky. I'm gonna take it off here. See if you guys can see. I'm gonna set you up like that. You guys can still see where I'm working. I'll show you guys the final view of it. It's starting to warm up here, so we're into the 40s now. Everything's starting to thaw out. The snow's starting to melt. Animals are definitely starting to move a little more. I mean, cool weather's fine when you're down into the 30s and high 20s. That's good weather for animal movement. You get down into that negatives, they just kind of hole up on you and don't really move a whole bunch. So they're definitely moving more now. Usually if this freaking ground is thawed out a little more, I can take my hammer and instead of digging, I just kind of beat it with my hammer, which it's working. I can kind of just beat it with my hammer to make it a little, if I need a little more room in there. It also kind of helps pack the bed down so that the trap bed's tighter. It looks like we can make that work. Take my driver here. See, guys, these are the anchors I use. I use the Wolf Fang Freedom brand anchors. I started out with 12-inch cables on them, but I had a coyote pull out on me, so I moved to the 18-inch, and they don't get out of those. Haven't had one pull out yet. If he does, I guess he deserves to be free. So. And I'll drive that thing all the way down to where you can barely see the loop of the cable. I got really hard. But then once you pull up to set the trap or set the anchor, you can use a little bit more of your cables out, not a whole bunch, but just enough to where if I have to pull it, I can pull it out, or when I have to pull it. And sometimes you can't pull them ones out. They really grab onto the ground sometimes. And a lot of the time out of my bait hole, I'll get this kind of clay, kind of like a clay dirt mud out of it. And I'll use that to kind of get my everything bedded tight. And what I forgot to do on this one is I'll take my, let me hold you up here so you can see a little bit better what I'm talking about. I'll take my anchor or my driver here and I'll stick down in where I drove that anchor down with the cable, and I'll just waller it out a little bit more. Just waller out the top of it here so I can get all this D-ring, quick connect ring, my swivel. I can shove all that down in that hole so my trap ain't sitting there rocking on it in the center, and I get it out of my road. I found that works pretty good for that. Get you this. Now I'll just turn that cable over, shove it down in there with the quick connect ring and the swivel, and that gets all that out of my road. Then I can really bed that trap in there. Take this corner. We ain't gonna have no more really freezing conditions. It's gonna get down below freezing a couple nights, but I'm not worried about my traps freezing up. We're not gonna have no kind of deep freeze. I'm not gonna put any wax dirt underneath of my trap. I am gonna use wax dirt to cover my trap, but not put underneath or anything like that. So I'm offset just a little much from what I like to be, but that's all right. If I can get that animal to get here, walk around, stay focused on my bait hole there, I think we'll catch something. It's offset about, that's about right, 2 inches, maybe 3. So that's about right. I ain't got no wiggle wobble. You guys can see that trap is bedded in there nice and tight. And no wiggle wobble and nothing. My bait hole, see my bait hole and my trap is centered up about 2 inches from my bait hole. And about, I would say 7, 8 inches, maybe 8, probably about 7 inches from the back of the hole to my bait or my pan here. And then take some wax dirt. Get in there. Got warm out of there. Get that pan nice and get that trap covered up good. And that's it, guys. Now I'm gonna take this old scat and I'm gonna use those as my stepping stones. There's another one here. What the heck happened to it? Well, I don't know what happened to that one. I set them right there in the same place. Oh, there it is. Try to set that down there, maybe. I'll probably set that back there. Now we need some bait. And for this one, I'm going to use my homemade bait. It's just a mixture of chicken. What did I put in it? Chicken, sardines, deer meat, and salt. I think that's about it. I think a tuna. I don't think it was sardines, I think it was tuna. It's tuna, chicken, and deer meat. Ground all of it up together, put some salt in it so it don't freeze and stays kind of preserved for a while. Helps it stay preserved. And we'll put some Pro Mix down in it. This is some Red Fox Pro Mix. It's a Red Fox urine. It's kind of got scents, different kind of scents and stuff in it. I really like that stuff. I catch a bunch of stuff on that. And we'll take some of this Caven's Violator 7 Predator Gland Lure. I really like this stuff too. This stuff's good. I like it so much, actually, I've used it as a bait instead of a lure before. And I've caught a lot of stuff doing that. Actually, for a while, I thought it was a bait, because it kind of comes in a can more like a bait than a little lure. And we'll just dip the end of that stick right on that, throw that right down in that bait hole. And then that's it, guys. That's our finished set. Get that stick shoved down in there. Yep. I don't know when you guys fell over, but hopefully you've seen all that, what I was talking about. Not staring at my face. But, yep, that's the finished set, guys. Bait hole, trap. Got a couple piles of older looking and kind of fresher looking. And then there's some scat right on top of that log. Definitely animal activity been here at that log. This is where I caught that gray fox, just right there. Old trap bed right there. And I think we'll catch something here. So, all right, guys, we're gonna go up here on top of the hill and set another one, and I'll show you guys the before and after of that. Before and after of that set, and we'll find another place to get some set. We're gonna get this second set made here. Like I said, just down, you can see those logs. Get my finger out there so to focus. See all them logs down in there. That's where that first set's made. Then we come up here on top of this hill. You see where that hillside just funnels down into that bottom there, and it's a good location. But we're right off of our trail here, right off of the trail we used to get up here in our buggies and four-wheelers. And I just pulled off here. Kind of see that open woods. I see scat along this road all the time, right up here on top of this hill. So we're going to make that log right there our backing, and make a set here. And the wind is kind of blowing from down the hill up to us. It's kind of blowing up into my face right now, and so that'll blow kind of up that way. So anything running along this ridge here should get a whiff of our scent, whatever we put in there. And then anything running along this wood line here is gonna run right into it. So let's get it. I'm gonna get that one made, guys. Show you the finished set, and we're gonna move on to the next one. Guys, this is set number 2. Got the bait hole right there along that log. You can see my urine I put on there, and got my trap offset from the hole about 2 inches, just like that last one. And you can see, guys, it's pretty windy out here today, and these leaves are blowing around, everywhere. And people, you'll hear different guys say, you don't want to put, big clumpy stuff on your trap. You don't want to put no rocks or nothing like that. But these leaves I didn't put there. Them leaves blew there in the 15 seconds that it took me to get up and turn my phone on. So stuff's going to blow on your trap, and nature's going to take its course on that set, and do what I like to call, I like to let my traps marinate for a couple days before I plan on catching stuff. It's nice to get a first night catch, but if you don't, that's okay. I like to let my trap set and nature take its course over it, get everything blends itself into it, and then it turns into a better set, I think. But I wanted to show you guys. I got this on you guys can see this big open field here behind me, and I got this set on a drag. I use those wolf vein anchors, and then I use these for my drags. It's a Freedom brand, and just like the anchors are. And I use these Freedom brand saber tooth drags. I got one junior But I got the rest of them are these are the bigger ones, and I'll just cover that up with the leaves. You know, kind of kick leaves up around it, blend it in a little bit. Well, same with the chain. My chain's pretty well rusted, so it blends in itself. You just want to cover up the shiny parts of it. But so that's the drags I use, and even in this field, I'm not worried about them getting away, guys. I'm gonna set that coyote or whatever gets in this trap is gonna be caught up in this field somewhere. But most generally, I found where this is on this wooded edge here, that coyote's gonna, or whatever animal gets into that trap, it's gonna jump in towards the woods, try to get to the closest cover it can. So I'm not worried about it. I put that one on a drag. I've actually was sitting here looking, and you guys can see that flagpole out there, and that's the very top knob of this hill. And the wind is blowing right towards, you know, you can see the flag, the way the wind's blowing along that ridge. I'm gonna set a trap out there, right on the knob of that hill, and let that wind carry that scent across. You'll see once I get up on there. I'll show you guys the view from it, but you can see this entire field from that knob right there. And I'm gonna set a trap over there, let that wind carry that scent, and see if we can't get something over there. But yeah, guys, that's the second set, and we're gonna go move on. All right, guys, see you over there. All right, guys, we're up here on top of this knob, just down over that hill, just over the end there. You can see those logs down in there, that field edge. Right there's that road, the first four-wheeler track, and right there's the logging road, and right there's our trap, the first set we made. And then right there, right over there is our second set we made. And then we're up here on top of this hill here now, and you can just see this entire field up here. This is the highest point of the whole field, and the wind will carry that scent perfectly over this hill here, down into that valley there, and it'll carry it along the ridge here. It'll carry that scent. So this is a really good spot for scent. I'm gonna try to play the wind on this set, and we're gonna get it made. I'm not really sure where. I'm trying to find a good backing here. Just, you know, you ain't gonna get nothing big like a log or nothing out here. Maybe a little tuft of grass. I'd say right here. Right here's a pretty good spot. You got this little tuft of grass here. We put a dirt hole right there, set our trap back in here, and let that wind carry the scent. Whichever way it's blowing, you know, that wind might change. Usually it blows this way, you know, the way that flag is blowing, that's usually the way the wind blows there. So we're gonna go ahead, get this set so made. We're down here at the next location. This little kind of a little field here comes into a food plot there behind me. Got a food plot and a deer blind behind me there. This is the location that I wanted to come to because there is a dead deer directly behind me. There's a creek and there's a dead deer down there laying. The guy who owns this property put a camera up on that deer to see what's coming into it, and there's two real healthy coyotes coming into it. So we're gonna get a couple traps set here, and I don't know if you guys can see, but right in that area, I don't know if you guys can see what I'm pointing at here, but right in there, it looks like there might be a trail where stuff's been coming in and out of, and I'm sure they're working the edge of that food plot and getting down into that creek where that low crossing is, and running up the creek here. Running up the creek here to it. So we're gonna set a trap here, right in this area behind me where I think they're running in and out of. And then we're gonna set one. I don't know if you can see where the buggy is up there, but we're gonna set one up there on that hillside. And then we're gonna set one right there on the other side of that low crossing. So anything working that food plot, getting down into that creek, working up to that deer, he's gonna get into a trap. So we're gonna get those three made. We're gonna go up here and set this one up just up on this hill, on the bank of this hill here, on the opposite side of the field where that deer is. Kind of comes up off of a two-track or a four-wheeler road. So I'll show you guys the location, exact location of that trap, and then I'll show you guys the made set. So this is where we're gonna make the first set at, and you guys can see that field behind me there, and the food plot over in there. There's that buggy trail comes out of them woods there, comes out of the woods into this little field, and we're gonna set right here on this hillside here, right up on this little hillside comes down to the. We're just gonna set a dirt hole, probably up in here, kind of on the highest point, to where we have a little bit of a backing, and then the wind will take that scent right across that field there. So that's the plan here. We're gonna get this one made up. Make it set, and I told you I wanted to set it here, you know, where this hill, and we're gonna, right there's our buggy trail. We're gonna set this right on this bank, right? I told you I was gonna set it probably up here on this highest point, which is right here where I'm standing. I'm probably gonna set it right in there. Well, I went to go set it, and right there is fresh coyote scat. So that just goes to show you, you know, that I was setting on sign because of the pictures of the coyotes we've had in this field. And I wanted to set here just as kind of an extra. I could have just set right over there where those coyotes are, or we had the pictures of the coyotes, but I wanted to set this trap here because it looked like a good spot. And a lot of the time I'll go off of, well, it looks like a good spot. So I don't really go off of sign. I don't have time to spend looking for every little bit of sign that I can find. If I find it, great. If I don't, hope for the best. I just go off of, well, that looks like a good location. And obviously on this one, it is a good location because 2 feet from where I was going to set my trap is coyote scat. So sometimes you just go off of your gut feeling, and that's just pretty cool that I was going to set my trap right there, and you know, right there's coyote scat. So I guess we do have sign, setting on sign and location. So all right guys, we're going to get this one set, and I'll show you guys the finished set. All right guys, we got this set finished. We got that bait hole right there, and the trap right there. It's a little further away than what I would usually like, but this ground was so freaking gravelly. You can see all that creek gravel right there. Creek gravel and mud's what I was digging through. So anyways, we got her in there, bedded tight, nice. No wiggle, no wobble. Anyways guys, that's a good looking set. We're gonna go over there, get those other ones set. Right over there, got 2 more to set over there. All right guys, we got this set made here, and I told you that deer was down in that creek. It's just right over there. And I kind of thought maybe this was a trail, jump up over that log, and I thought maybe that was a trail back in there leading down into the creek. You can't see no paw prints, of course, because the snow's all melted away. So I don't know if that's a trail or if that's just how the snow melted, but I put it there. If it is a trail, they're gonna have to jump up, step right over top of that trap to get to their trail and down into that deer they've been eating on. So and if not, they'll be running this anyways, this edge down into the creek over there. We're gonna set this one right here, just like I said, on the other side of this low water crossing. Right there's the low water crossing, come up all this 4-wheeler trail, and I'm gonna put it right here, kind of using that log and that bank as my backing. I wanted it right on. I could have set it over there using the log as my backing. I could have set it on the other side, but I wanted to set it here just because it's kind of that bend, and I feel like the coyotes are gonna follow that bend down into that water crossing. They're gonna wander this path, this 4-wheeler trail here, and that gets them the closest out of, you know, most of the spots here. That gets them the closest to the trap through their travel ways. But that's where we're gonna set it, guys, right there, and we'll get that one put in and move on to the next. All right guys, we're gonna call it quits today. This ground is still really frozen and super hard to get any kind of trap set and bedded tight. So I only got 6 in about an hour and a half. So we're gonna end the video here, and there'll be another set day. I was hoping to get all of them set today in one video here, but we're gonna make another video, show you some more sets, and then hopefully some catches here in the future real soon. So anyways guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Psych, we're gonna keep it rolling on the same video here. I was gonna make a different video, but I thought that was kind of silly to make 2 videos with the same trap line set days. So I didn't get them all set last time, but we're gonna get the rest of them set today. And I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about scent control. I probably mentioned it a little bit here and there on my videos. earlier in the video, but I used to. Until this year, I worried about scent control a lot. I used to wear a different set of gloves for setting my trap, and then I'd switch gloves to put my bait in my trap. I would wear the same set, or gloves that I used to set my trap. I wouldn't handle my traps with bare hands. I wouldn't handle my dirt. I wouldn't handle with my bare hands, which is what I'm doing right now. I was very cautious about scent control. Always thought you needed to be. You don't. I want to show you guys something in a minute. This year, I got these gloves. This is the whole reason. These gloves are right here are the reason I stopped worrying about scent control. These gloves I got off of my brother. He does a lot of work with metal welding, and he wore these for a little while. And I borrowed them off of him, kept them, and I went out to set my traps a couple days later, and I forgot my setting gloves, my gloves I used my trapping gloves. I forgot them, so I just used these. Well, I caught a gray fox on that trap line. I had them out for had my traps out for about 2 weeks. I think I only caught the gray fox. We had some bad weather roll through, and then I caught 2 coyotes on these setting with these gloves, and I use these gloves for my set making. I use these gloves for my bait, and I will now handle my traps with my hands with these gloves. I don't believe it makes any difference. Those coyotes, animals, critters, period, are gonna know that you're there. They smell that human scent. They're used to human scent. You know, they're out by the roads, and then they're smelling human scent. They're smelling cars. They're smelling vehicles, buggies, 4-wheelers. I mean, they're kind of getting used to that human scent. So I don't think scent control is a big thing, guys. I haven't been worrying about it this year, and I've still been catching animals. So I just want to throw that out there. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Like I said, I touch my gloves with the same traps, I touch my traps with the same gloves I use to handle my baits and lures, and I just don't think it makes that big of a difference, guys. It's all those scents are right there on that set anyways. Your scent is there. There's no way that you're going to block your scent completely from being there, and I just don't think it's worth the hassle of trying. It just takes too much time to try, and I don't think it makes any more of a difference. So there you go, guys. I use bare hands gloves. I do like to use gloves when I'm setting anyways, just, to kind of keep my hand, just to use gloves. I like using gloves anyways. It don't make no difference. I could use my bare hands probably and still catch them. But anyways, guys, I just want to talk about scent control a little bit there. And we're going to go, we got the buggy loaded up here again today. It's been 2 days since we set those traps. We didn't get nothing yesterday. Yesterday was the first check day on those 6 traps we set earlier, and then today will be the second check day, and then we'll set the rest of these 9 traps here to get them out. So anyways, guys, I'll show you if we get anything on the line, and if not, I'll see you at the first set, guys. And there is the last trap checking today. So we didn't get nothing in our traps today, so we're going to head over to the other side of this property, and I am going to show you guys my favorite spot to trap on this property. I have caught so many animals out of this next spot. So many coyotes and coon and possum and everything, guys. So this is a really hot spot for me, so I'm excited to go set it. Every time I go to it, I'm excited. So alright, guys, we'll see you over there. If we can make it. Get some new tires on this thing. There we go. We're starting to get her. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys why this is my favorite spot to trap. This is one of those spots that my grandpa would bring me whenever I'd trap with him. We'd set traps here. Most generally, if we set traps on this property, we set traps here. And we always seemed like we always caught something. So when I started going out on my own, I come up here, I set traps, and just about 100 yards down the road that way, down that little road right there, just about 7,500 yards that way, I actually caught my first coyote on my very first trap line that I set. So, always sign. You can see I had some nice coyote scat right there. I don't even have to look for sign. I just stumble upon it here, you just stumble over sign. This is just a awesome spot, highly traveled. Obviously, so I didn't even know that sign was there. I just looked down at my feet when I was talking to you guys, and there it was. So anyways, you got that road, like I said, leads out. That's the main road, leads out into a little field area, and then down over into the hill by the road. And then this hill or this road right here leads out into a big field out there. You guys can see that white, that's a big field out there, and then with some food plot in it. And then you got another road here, just leads up over the hill into some big woods up there. So this is just an awesome crossroads. It's just an intersection. All three of these roads come together right about here where the buggy's parked. You see the road that goes this way in front of me, the road behind me, and then the road over this way behind me now, out into that field. So this is just an awesome spot. There's obviously some sign. Coyotes run this all the time. Fox, everything runs this road. So we're gonna get some sets punched in here, and then I'll show you guys the finished set. This here's the first set, guys. It's a little walkthrough coming off of this trail here. You got the intersection right there, and then coming off this buggy trail here. A little walkthrough right there. Tried to blend it in as good as possible. Got some urine on that limb there, and some liquid bait, liquid mouse bait on that other log there. So there's the first set, and then if you come down here, I tried to make a little triangle here. Right there's this road that comes down into that field, you can see down there. And you got just a regular old dirt hole. I tried to make it a little bit more eye appealing on this one. Scrape some of them leaves back, make it look like something's been messing around there. So there's the second set, and then up here there's that scat right there, and then right there's our set, our third set. It's just a regular dirt hole. So we got two dirt holes and a walkthrough here, and if you step back, there's one of the roads there, comes down, and then other road comes up, road goes down this way, intersection's right here. That scat's right over in there, right there. And or no, actually the scat's over in here somewhere. But we got that set up there, and then that set down there, right down there. So we got a little bit of a triangle made here. I have full intentions of catching something here. Like I said, guys, I've caught something almost every time I set here. I catch something, whether it be a coon, possum, coyote, fox, whatever. So we're gonna move on down the road. We're probably gonna set some out here in this field, and then I'll show you guys them sets. But I'm super excited about this here, guys. All right, so we're out here in this field, and we're gonna get a couple sets made out here. Now, just up there on the other side of that box there is that road, heads up to that intersection. We come down it, come into this field here. We got this other road right here. So the buggy trail comes up and goes around, and actually ends up on that road that goes down to that intersection. So both of these roads here are tied to that intersection in one way or another. And then we got this trail comes out, and it follows the edge of this wood line here, and up there is a pond. Right up there, you can see a little park bench right there, a little pond right there. You can kind of see how that whole hillside kind of just follows down into that little dip there that goes into them woods. There's another road down there, another buggy trail that was pushed out. Not really a buggy trail, but they pushed it out for a buggy trail. But that valley kind of that hillside kind of falls down into that woods, and I think these coyotes are going to run this wood edge here. I looked for some sign, but like I told you guys earlier, I don't have all day to look for sign. So I just really a lot of times go with my gut feeling, and I think this is a good location. Right off this road, comes out into this field here, and then it also on this side it comes out, follows this edge, wooded area, the field edge here, and up to that pond. So what we're going to do is we're going to set one here, right here off of this trail here, coming out into the field. And then we're gonna set down there in the very bottom of that dip, kind of where it funnels down into the woods there. So we're gonna get them made, get them put in the ground. I'm gonna get this one up here put in the ground first. I'll show you guys that make, and then we'll go down, set one in the dip, and move on to the next area. So, all right, guys, you were gonna think that I'm starting to make this stuff up, but I told you earlier I couldn't find no sign around here, so I'm just going off my gut feeling again. And went to make this set, and the wind is blowing kind of. You can see that road in there behind me. I hope the road we was talking about comes into this field here. We're setting up on this higher point of the field, and the wind is kind of blowing in towards my face now, kind of in from the field to that road. So I kind of set on this side, so if they ever run out into this from this road, they'll get a whiff of my scent better. Anyways, I was trying to play a little bit of the wind, so I come over here into this kind of a thicker, you guys can see, thicker patch, I guess, a little bit of thick weeds, not really thick weeds, but kind of taller weeds here by this tree. Got a bunch of briars in there, and I just come over on off this little shrub patch here, whatever, there's little weeds here, and I was gonna make out my backy, and I started digging my dirt hole, and I threw my trap over to get my sifter in here so I could get the dirt out of my trial there into the sifter. Threw my trap up here and landed dang near right on what I believe it's got hair in it. There's some coyote scat. Not making this stuff up, guys. I swear I did not see that before I went to set my trap. Right here, and 1.5 feet, 2 feet away is scat, just like earlier, just like the other day. All right, guys, this is the finished set there. On this setup here on this higher point of that field, right down there's that dip. You can see that road there behind me. And that wind is kind of blowing in from the field towards me. So kind of in from the field to that road. So I kind of set right here is this, you know, you can see the tracks right there from that skidder right there. You see the tracks following this road here. So I kind of set on this side of the road so the wind will push that scent in here and up that, from here up to that road. So anything running through here will get a whiff of that on this side of that scent, and everything else should come into it. So we get something to come over here, we should catch something. So we're gonna move on down the road, down in there, somewhere in that area. There's the road coming out right there. I might sit right on the edge of that or down right into that dip. But I think that's just a good funnel pinch point right there at the bottom of that hill. So we're gonna go down there and make a set, and I'll show you guys the finished set there. And we'll keep moving on, guys. There's this set down here in this dip. I did 2 bait holes, you can see right there and right there. Put 2 different kinds of baits. No lure on this one, just baits and urine. Which I use this, I call this a bait, but it's called a mouse bait. Label's wearing off on it, but it's Dunlap's, shoot, if I can get it here, Dunlap's Dirt Nap. It's liquid mouse bait. I use that as one of my baits on that one. So we got that one done, and you can see we're right here on this dip. Right up there is that first trap, where that other trap we made up there. Right there's that road I was talking about, comes out into here. And actually right there we have a dead deer carcass. Looks like some coyotes been eating on it, took it down, and been chewing on it for a while. So I didn't set on it. I didn't actually realize it was here until I almost had my set made. I drove right past the stupid thing. So we got that there. Might draw some in or something, but anyways, our set's over here. Right off that dirt clump. And you can see we're just down here in this bowl right up there. Like I said, there's a pond. And then we're just kind of right on the field edge. Kind of down in here in this little bowl. All right, so I wasn't planning on this here. But we've got some scat on this. You can see our main, get my camera focused here. On our main road here, coming through this field, we got some scat from different critters here, from almost all of them. We got some right there, some looks to be bobcat, I would say. Looks like cat to me. So and then up the road, I've walked it up there. We got some coyote. You can see, yeah, up there. We got some coyote, and we just got critters running this road, it seems like, all the time. I've had a camera set up on the other end of the field on this road before, and there was just, bobcat, coyote, which of course we're not allowed catching bobcat here. So if we do, we have to release them, unfortunately. But hopefully a coyote will come through here instead of that, as I really don't want to have to deal with that. So we're gonna set right here. You can't see it right there. There's this little kind of embankment, I guess you want to call it, of dirt underneath all that snow. We're gonna set a trap there. I'll show you guys that finished set, and then we'll move on to the place we was heading. Then I seen that scat. So anyways, we're gonna get this set, and I'll show you guys the finished made set on that one, and then we'll move on. All right, so this one here was not my best performance. So like the other day, the ground was frozen solid, so I took a couple days here, waited, and today it's been pretty easy. The ground's been thawed out, a little muddy here and there, but all in all, pretty good ground to get my trap bedded tight. This one here, I should have known better, because it's all still covered in snow up here on top of this field here. And this one here was kind of a pain. Had ice where the trap is now. That was covered in ice and snow, and the ground was rock solid. And I broke my driver on it. I used to have 2 handles on it, one coming out on each side. So that broke on me. Anyways, we got it in there. It's bedded in there nice and tight now. So we got it baited up, and hopefully we get something on this one. This is just right off this road, just right on the edge of it. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go set on a couple more places. Probably won't show you guys the sets unless I see something that I want to show you. But we only got a couple more to set, so I ain't gonna put those on video. Just go get them punched in real quick, and then I'll see you guys whenever we catch something. So stay tuned. All right, guys, we're out here checking traps down here in this bottom. There's the local water crossing over there in the food plot. This is that field I told you that dead deer was down in the creek, and we've had pictures of coyotes. Well, we caught one right there. I've been looking around forever for it. I couldn't find it. It's on a drag. And I thought it went down into the creek, but I couldn't find it. So I decided to go down into the creek and walk the creek up. Sure enough, we got her. The daggone thing went down into the creek. See if I can do this without falling. I don't know if you guys can see her. Right down in there. Him or her, I don't know. I'm gonna get that thing taken care of, get it brought up here and show you guys. You can see I'm down here in this creek. Just up over the bank there is where that trap was. And these things usually don't go very far with these drags. And this thing, you can see it's kind of thick, briary and little trees all over this bank, and she pulled all the way through it, or this coyote pulled all the way through this. There it is. See how good of a catch we got on her.
Oh my gosh, you better get her.
Oh yeah. Got a good catch on her, or him. All right, I'm gonna get this thing taken care of, and we're gonna show you guys. It's hard to find good help these days.
What are you doing?
Maybe one of these days we'll get this coyote out of here. Alright, guys. Oh yeah. That's one of them nice big males right there. Gotta come get this foot. He wasn't getting out. Look at that. Toes are touching the back of the trap. I mean, sticking through the trap. We got a good catch on him there. All right, guys, we're gonna get him out of here and dry it off. Guys, this is the day after we caught that coyote that was down in the creek. I never got it reset, and we had another one tripped off on the other side of this property, but I never got any of them reset. I'm a little sick right now, so I ain't getting much done. But as you can see, just on this other side of this low water crossing, right over there is where we caught that coyote yesterday. And then right here we got the trap dug up and the front jaw flipped up. So something sniffed it out, but we'll get it remade tomorrow or the next day. I ain't gonna do nothing today. Still a little under the weather, so. Anyways, guys, we're gonna keep on moving. And, I just wanted to show you guys. We're up here at that crossroads intersection. We got the 3 different roads coming together here, and we got us a possum. So I'm gonna get him taken care of, and like I said, I'm probably not gonna reset any of these traps today. It'll probably be tomorrow or the next day, but he's really got his arm wrapped up in that trap. So that was on a drag. He didn't go nowhere, obviously. So, and the reason I like drags, another reason why I like drags, is because you can see right there's my set, and right there is the possum. So I mean, you can see he tore up a little bit of the ground where he's caught at, but he didn't tear up the set itself because the drag allowed him to move away from the set. So if there was an earth anchor there, he'd have had that whole set, kind of tore up. Nothing we couldn't have been able to fix, but it makes it a little easier resetting. So anyways, we're going to get him taken care of and move on down the road. And if I catch something else, I'll show you guys. If not, like I said, I'll see you guys on the remakes. What's going on, guys? We're feeling better today. So it's Sunday. We caught that coyote on Wednesday and had that trap set off. Of course, caught the coyote. And then we had another trap set off on the other side here, on the other side of this property, and it was just set off. I don't know if a deer stepped into it or something. It's probably most likely what happened. The trap was still in the bed. It just was standing straight up, set off. So then this one here the other day was uncovered. I showed you guys that. Something that dug it up, flipped up the front jaw, and I never brought nothing with me. So I felt like crap last couple of days. So we're going to get that one remade here. We've been refreshing the other sets. So far as we check them, we're refreshing them, putting new bait, lure, urine. I don't know if that's necessary. I don't really think it's necessary, but I'm doing it anyways, just for a little peace of mind. So we're refreshing in sets, getting this one remade, refreshing. Going to get that other set that we caught that coyote in remade. And then we caught a possum. We're going to get that set remade. And then the other one I was telling you about set off in the trap bed. So we're going to get that one remade too. So we got a lot of work to do here today. Several sets to remake, and every one of them we're refreshing. And so anyways, we're going to get this one done. Then we'll move over to the other one. I'll show you guys the remake on it. Guys, so here's that remade set on that one that was dug up. All I had to do really was just shove the trap back down there, bed it in tight, and cover it back up. So got my 2 stepping sticks there, put some new stepping sticks there. I got some more bait and lure down in that urine down in that hole. So I don't think bait is necessary when you're refreshing. If you are refreshing your traps, I don't think the bait is necessary unless that hole has been tampered with and dug up, and you want to cover it or put more bait in it just in case something got that old bait out of there. I don't think putting new bait down in there is necessary. I did anyways, and I have been today. This year I really haven't been putting bait when I refreshing traps. I really haven't been refreshing my traps this year, but for some reason, all this rain and the snow melting, I kind of just wanted to go through and refreshing all my traps, and I've been putting bait in today. So anyways, I was just doing that today. But and I want to show you guys, there was snow. If you guys remember, there was snow on the ground still whenever I set this trap. So my chain there is exposed on my drag. You can see that all the way up there. I'm gonna have to get that covered up. That might have been the reason this animal was able to sniff it out. I'm not sure. I would doubt it, just because there's already so much, trash and old steel out in the woods. I don't know that an animal is really going to pay attention to that. Now, it's got human scent all over it. It might pay a little bit more attention to it. So it's just better off to just get it covered up so you ain't deterring that animal from your set or exposing yourself on the set. So I'm gonna get that covered up, and they're actually on my other trap over here. I'll show you guys it too. It's the drag is completely exposed just like this one, so we're gonna get it covered up too. Anyways guys, there you go. That's the remake on that one that was dug up. We're gonna get that drag covered up, move on down the road to the next. All right guys, well I wanted to show you guys that drag where it's completely exposed. I never covered it up good because there was snow and on the ground whenever I had this or made this set, so I never really thought to cover it up. But after that snow melted away, it's pretty obvious it's uncovered. Right over there is that set that was dug up. There's the low water crossing. You know, this is that trap right here, right off of that dead deer carcass down in the creek there. But as you can see, I've been having this problem with a lot of my traps too today. When I'm going to refresh them, I have to cover them back up because this rain that we got has washed the dirt away. I don't know if I didn't put enough dirt on these traps, or if we just had that heavy of a rain, it uncovered them. But I'll just throw some more dirt on it if it ain't wobbly. Now some of them been a little wobbly. That one's still good, good and sturdy. So we'll just throw some dirt over top of it and get it refreshened up and cover that drag up. And then we'll go over there and remake that one we cut the coyote in. Right, guys, there's that remade set. That's the one we cut the coyote on. Looks almost identical to the original set. Like I said, that's why I like a drag. A drag's up there, but that's why I like a drag so much, is because it gets that animal away from that set, and that don't tear up your set or nothing. You can just go back in, put your trap back in the ground, and that's it. You don't have to dig out a new dirt hole. You don't have to dig out a new trap bed. It's all right there waiting for you, just like it was before. So a little easier on the remakes when you have drags. But anyways, we got that one in the ground. We're gonna move on to the next ones, get them refreshened, and and then get those two remade over there that we caught that possum in, and then that one was tripped off. We got all of them refreshened. Got the one with the possum remade, or we caught the possum in, got that one remade, and the rest of them refreshened. Got some more dirt over them, so they're not uncovered. And here's that one we set right off of this. You can see this trail behind me, our main buggy trail through this field. And I set this one right off of it. If you remember, I had a big mound of snow as my backing. Well, obviously all that's melted. Still got a little of a elevation there, so it's kind of still got a backing. I ain't too worried about it. I might move that log over here, or I might just leave it the way it is. But you can see that trap is just set off just right in the trap bed. It's just like it just set off. Nothing pulled it, moved it, nothing, you know, nothing ever got caught in that trap. So I'm gonna say that it got ran over by a buggy, so which is fine. Just get it reset. And another thing I want to show you guys is how much rain we've had. Obviously we've had a bunch of rain. All of our traps were pretty much had some showing steel on it because of all the water washed all the dirt away. So we've had some pretty good heavy rain. And I just wanted to show you guys. That looks like mud, but it's completely, I mean, that goes with the wind. It's so dry. So it's wax dirt's definitely worth using for rain and freezing conditions if you use it right. If you use it the right proper way, it's good. So anyways guys, we're gonna get this one remade, and that's it for the day. That's our last one. This is our last one. I'll show you guys the remake, whether I decide to put that log or another backing there. So I'll show you guys the remake, and then we'll get out of here for the day. Here's the remade set on that one. I did decide to put that log back there for the backing. So that's it, guys. That one was a little tougher because I don't know if you guys remember whenever I set that trap originally, the ground was so frozen that really that trap was kind of just sitting on top of the ground. So now that the ground is unthawed, I kind of dug it out a little more and bedded it down a little deeper. So anyways, but I want to show you guys, I think it was ran over, but even if not, there's deer tracks going to or from it, so, or it looks like from it. So but that's probably just a deer walking down the road. But anyways, it could have been either or. It could have been a deer or but the way it was set, and I would assume it was a buggy just run over it. So anyways, we got that one remade. That's the last one, guys. Everything's refreshened, remade. We only had about 8 traps out for a couple of days there since I was sick and didn't get these remade. get these ones here remade. But now we've got all 12 back in the ground, so hopefully we get something. Everything's fresh, everything's in the ground. So, all right, guys. Well, if we get something in the morning or next couple days, I'll definitely put you guys on here. Guys, we're out here checking traps today, and this is not what you want. Got ourselves a turkey. She's over there in the creek bank now hiding, so she'll be fine. Well, there's that trap pulled for myself. Hopefully we get something else besides a turkey today. Now we got us some nice turkey feathers. Over there or not, but she's right there. Hiding up underneath that uprooted tree. She's just hiding. She'll get moving once we get out of here, so we're gonna leave her be and go on checking the other traps. We're out here pulling traps today. They've been out for over 2 weeks, so we're gonna get them pulled. We had some weather come through yesterday and last night and this morning. You can see we got about an inch of snow this morning. We had a downpour of rain, on and off yesterday, and it poured all night last night, and flash floods. And then it stopped raining this morning about 8, 9 o'clock, and then 10, 11, it was just a blowing blizzard. I mean, it was wild weather for a 12-hour span. So I'd either have to go through and probably reset most of these sets. As much rain as we've gotten, I'd probably have to reset most of them, or at least at the very minimum refreshing all of them. And they've been out for 2 weeks. They're good. They've been setting long enough. We caught a coyote, and that's all we're gonna haul. Well, unless we get something on pool day, which would be nice. But unless we get something today, guys, this is it. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna turn the camera around here, and I'm gonna show you guys these traps setting off here. Or this trap setting off. So, like I said, we had a lot of rain last night and yesterday, and then we had snow, and it's below freezing right now, of course, and it was definitely below freezing last night. It's right around freezing right now, but it was definitely below it last night. So, I mean, we've had some weather. This trap's definitely been through it, so we're gonna see how well they set off. Beautiful. Perfect, that's what you want right there. And you can see that wax dirt still dry as can be. I mean, that stuff's nice, guys. Protects your traps definitely from the rain and from the snow, freezing. So definitely worth using. Like I preach it all the time. This is definitely the wax dirt's definitely a game changer in my opinion. I would not be able to trap in this kind of weather, and that trap would be functional in this kind of weather if it wasn't for that wax dirt. So that trap would be ruined. It'd be muddy, mess, frozen. It just wouldn't even think about setting off. So, and that's how all of them are going to be. I'm sure I'm going to have one or two that's muddy and sticking and a little bit, but that's just weather, guys. You have to deal with that on a couple traps, but 95% of them are going to set off just like they're supposed to, and maybe all of them will. They should. So just depends on where that trap's at. So we're gonna go through, pull all of them, and if we get something, I'll show you guys. If not, I'll make an end video or a little end clip to tell you guys that's the end of the video. So thanks for sticking with me on this little trap line, and there'll be more to come, but I'll tell you more of that at the end when I get done pulling all of them. So I know I said I wasn't gonna make any other video unless I caught something, or at the end to make an end video. But I mean, I just came from that trap where I just got done talking to you guys like a minute ago, and I come up here to the one up on top, right on the edge of the wood line here, just 75 yards from the trap down there. And I don't know I don't see no foot tracks, no tracks around this trap, nothing. But it looks like something urinated on that trap since it snowed. You can see it kind of falls back into there, and like it was standing here, lifting its leg up, peeing right there. Right down into my bait hole. Unless that's my urine I put on that bait and the snow soaked it up somehow. I don't know, guys, but I see no foot track, no traction on here. Not unless it did it right at the beginning of the snow. And then, unless that's mud, because you can see that snow over there kind of turned into a brownish color, but that looks like a urine. I don't know, guys. It might be mud, might be my urine that got picked up. But it looks like urine. Looks like something urinated on my trap right there, or on the backing right there. So never caught him if it did. We're down here at the low water crossing. Just over the way there is where we caught that coyote, and right there is where we caught that turkey yesterday morning. And of course, I didn't set that one we caught the turkey in yesterday morning because I knew I was pulling my traps today. So, but we had that trap set over there where we caught the coyote, and then we had this one here, right on the other side of this low water crossing. Just right there by the buggy, and it was still set, and it set off good. Both of them set off real nice, easy, and it snowed like it was snowing until about noon, and it snowed from like 10 to noon or something like that, on and off, maybe a little bit, maybe a little less time than that. I'm not real sure on the exact times of when it started to when it stopped, but it was definitely snowing. We'll say 11 o'clock, and we have dog tracks right there in this fresh snow. So then they're running around that creek, probably got down there and got him something to drink and hopped over there. And wouldn't you know, it ran right past that trap we caught that turkey in yesterday. And if I'd had that set there, he probably would have got into it, but I didn't have it set. But we had traps on both sides of him there. And his tracks are, running right here on the edge of this road, on the buggy trail. And his tracks are right there, and across the buggy trail is where I had that trap set. And like I said, it set off nice, so if he'd have got into it, he would have got caught. But obviously, it just wasn't enticing enough for him. Maybe that rain washed a little bit of that scent away, and it just didn't draw him in good enough. So, I mean, we got a lot of rain. I mean, you can see this creek is running pretty good now, and usually it don't run that hard. So we got a lot of rain last night, and so maybe that washed away a little bit of the scent. Yeah, I don't think it would affect for a dog, for a canine. Their nose is so strong, it doesn't affect them like it would us. Of course, he would still smell that, but it just didn't draw him in. You're not gonna catch them all. Got done pulling our last trap here. Had him out for about 2 weeks, like I said. I'm not sure on the exact dates, but had him out for close to 2 weeks. Got a coyote, a possum, and a turkey, of course. So it's not great, but it's not, I'm happy with it. As long as I catch something. And I only had 12 traps out, covering about a 300-acre span, so it's not the greatest coverage, but we still caught something, and saved some animals, saved some deer, saved some turkeys for this spring. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I know I know this ain't the greatest result video that you've probably ever watched. But it's the real deal. I'm not gonna, sugarcoat it. I don't catch everything that comes by my traps, and nobody does. You just catch what gets interested, and if it catches their nose, then you get a chance to catch them. Even you don't even get the ones that do, and you don't get every coyote that investigates your set. You don't get every single one of them. They could run by them. They could come over. They could step on that trap and still get away. It's just a gamble, guys. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys, I caught all these animals when I didn't. So I know it's not the greatest ending results, but it's the real deal. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys come back to watch the other ones, because I got some upcoming trapping videos. I got multiple videos going on at once. I've got one that I told you guys I've been doing for about 2 months now, which they're pulled now, but I've been doing it for the last 2 months. Back behind my house, 4 or 5 traps, which has ended in 3 coyotes. And you think, a couple months, 3 coyotes, that ain't a bunch, but like I said, it is what it is. You don't catch every single thing that comes by your traps, and you don't. You miss some of them, and some of them get away. So that's just how it is, guys. But I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy the next one. I hope you guys enjoy that one I'm talking about. I got some more ideas, cooking in the old dome to try to entertain you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys like, subscribe, follow, whatever the case may be. And hope you guys come back and watch the next one. Appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.